Hello and welcome to another of my videos about the game Połonka 1616, a game about important battle fought between Russia and Polish and Lithuanian Commonwealth. This is my second video about this battle. I made a video before about the first of the small introductory scenarios of this game, and now this is a second of the small introductory scenarios for this game, showing different situation that happened right after the previous scenario. Polish forces managed to keep a bridgehead on the east bank of the Połonka river, and now Russian Russian commander Duke Chowański is afraid that that the entire Polish army might make it through this bridge and go out on the wing of the Russian army. And to make sure such thing won't happen, he pushed the spearhead of his arriving forces right onto Poles. Their goal was to push Polish forces off the bridgehead and to secure their own bridgehead on the other side of the river, out of the marshes. And we have some interesting units here, because these light green forces are called Przysiężni. Who are they? They are Polish, Lithuanian and Belarusian nobles who sworn their loyalty to the Tsar after the long 4 years occupation of the Grand Duchy of Lithuania. And to prove that they are still loyal, they were sent on the front lines to fight against their former comrades. So they are quite effective, they have a high morale, and they can be dangerous opponent to the Poles and Lithuanians because they are fighting in the same way. Also we have some Russian infantry, including riflemen and pikemen from the cities of Pskov and Tver, along with some heavy Russian artillery. Artillery was always a strong side of the Russian army. As for Polish and Lithuanians, we have some cavalry that secures Bridgehead, and on the other side of the river we have Polish Dragoons. Polish Dragoons here are the members of the elite Polish division led by Stefan Czarnecki, and they were probably the best Polish soldiers of this time, experienced after a long and bloody fights with Sweden. So they are Dragoons. This means that they are allowed to fight both as infantry and as cavalry. Even so, they are much more effective as infantry because their firepower is stronger. They also have some artillery as well. So we know the goals of both sides, we know the forces, so we can start play. And this is a short scenario that takes 4 turns only, and starting morale is 0. It is suggested by the author of the game to play all 3 scenarios of this game one after another, and then to keep a morale level from the previous battle and to move it into another battle. If we are playing these battles as not as all together but as single scenarios, you have to start with morale level of 0. And Russian player has an initiative in this scenario, so he will have to move his units first. So first we have phase A, phase 1, which is artillery fire of the player A. Russia have some artillery here, but Polish units are still out of range, so it cannot fire. And next we have phase 2, player A movement. So player who has an initiative is moving his units. So let's go with Russian forces. I will move. Starting with them. 1, 2, 3, and now Polish player has an opportunity to make countercharge on this hex and to attack this Russian unit instantly. But if he would do so, he would probably be easily surrounded by the enemy later. So he will stay where it is, and Russian unit moves here, and it will be fight to resolve later during the combat phase. Now this unit, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. And now this Polish unit decides to countercharge. It moves one step, one hex forward, and now it has to attack this unit. And this combat is resolved instantly. So let's resolve it. First we have to resolve a fire combat. We have a cavalry, so cavalry is not very effective in fire combat. Let's make a roll. First for Poles. It is 8. So in the fire combat table in the cavalry it is a miss. And now Belarusians are firing. 3. It is a miss as well. So now we have a combat. We have 2 against 2, so it's 1 to 1. But they both have morale level of 8, so we don't have any morale difference. So we will roll in the 1 to 1 column. It is a 9. 9 means A1. So attacker has to retreat 1 hex. But so this unit is able to purchase the enemy, but otherwise it has to stop. It cannot move anymore. And now I will move this unit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's all for this cavalry. I will move these units like that. And now time for my infantry. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. He goes here, it goes here, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 1, 1, 2. So that's the Russian movement, and now we can resolve combat. So we are starting here. We have 2 Russian units firing on this Polish unit. They can fire separately, firing each of them against this Polish unit, or they can fight together, joining their strength. So let's say they are going to fire together, so they have firepower of 4, and they rolled 9. For the cavalry that has a firepower of 4, it is -1 for the enemy, so Polish unit suffers 1 step loss, but Polish unit is allowed to fire back as well. Let's say at this unit. So we rolled 5, it is a miss. So Polish unit is flipped, and now Russians are attacking. They have 4 against 1, so it is 4 to 1, and it is a 9. 9 in the 4 to 1 is B1. So defender has to retreat 1 hex, but he cannot move throughout his own units and into the enemy zone of control, while this hex is in the zone of control of this Russian force unit. So this Polish unit is eliminated because it cannot retreat. So it has to suffer 1 step loss, and since it already suffered 1 step loss, so it is eliminated. And because of that, morale goes one down for Russia. Because to show you how it works, we have a morale track, and if it goes down, it is in favor of Poland and Lithuania, and if it goes down, it is in favor of Russia. Alright, so that was this battle, and now let's resolve this. And I think that here Russians will try to fire separately. So first this unit with the strength of 2, 7, it is a miss, and now the other Russian unit, it is 6, so it is a miss as well. And now Polish unit decides to fire at this unit because there is a Belarusian commander here, so there is a chance that we will hit him as well. 8, no, we didn't, it is a miss. So now Russians are attacking, they have 4 against 2, so it is 2 to 1. 8. 8 in the 2 to 1 is nothing. So they are fighting, but nothing happened, they are holding their positions. Now, and these two units are attacking this one. First we have to resolve fire combat. Belarusians are firing together, so they have 4. 7 in the column, in the 4, it is a miss. And now Poles are firing onto this unit. 7, it is a miss as well. So we have 4 against 2, so it is 2 to 1 without any modifiers. 7 in the 2 to 1, it is B1. So Polish unit has to retreat 1 hex. And Belarusians are occupying this hex. So next we have phase 4. This is artillery fire of the player B phase. Polish artillery is here. It has 4 hexes range, 1, 2, 3, 4. No enemy on the hexes in range, so it cannot fire. And then we have movement phase of the player B, and I will move this artillery here, so I hope it will be more effective on such a hex. And now, as for this Polish cavalry, we have to remember that we have to attack enemy units that are in our zone of control. So I will move this commander here, and this cavalry unit will move here to attack this Belarusian cavalry. And this unit will, well, it will have to fight here, although it will be very hard. Alright, so that's all, and now we have to resolve combat. So, let's start here. I have firepower of 2 against firepower of 2. So let's first roll for Polish side. 9! Oh, they scored a hit, I believe. Cavalry... No, they would need a 10 to score a hit, and now Belarusians 4, it is a miss. So it's 1 to 1 odds in the column combat results table. 8, it is -1 for the attacker. No good, no good. Next here we have this unit attacking these 2 Russian units. First, Russians are firing with their both units together, so they have 4. They have 4, and the result is 4, so it is a miss. Polish unit fires at this Russian unit. It is again 4, so it is a miss. And now we have 2 against 4, so it is 1 to 2. And now we have +1 for Polish commander. You can notice that Russian commander has a command value of 0, so he provides no combat support. So we have 1 to 1, and again it is a 9, it is A1. So attacker has to retreat 1 hex, and he cannot attack. Sorry, he cannot retreat. This hex is in the enemy zone of control, and this hex is in the enemy zone of control as well. So Polish unit suffers 1 step loss. And now here, first they are firing, and because this unit is on the march, it has its strength halved. So it fires with the firepower of 1, it is a miss, and the Russians are firing at him with the firepower of 2, it is a miss as well. So normally we would have 1 to 1, but since his firepower is halved, then they have 1 against 2, so it's 1 to 2, and because they are attacking through the river, it is another -1, so we have 1, 2, 3 result. This will be extremely hard. 7 in the 1 to 3 means A1 -1, so attacker retreats 1 hex and suffers 1 step loss. And Russian unit is available to perform a pursuit on the hex which was occupied by the retreating unit. So that's all when it comes to the Polish combat phase, and this concludes first turn of our game. We are moving into turn 2. So, we are starting turn 2 with Russian artillery, but Russian artillery has no targets for its cannons, so we can skip this phase. And next we have Russian player movement phase. So let's push Polish units. These guys go here, they go 1, 2 here, and now let's check movement table. For crossing the stream you have to pay 2 movement points, and for entering marsh you have to pay 4 movement points for cavalry. So this unit pays 2 movement points to move through the Połonka, and then 4 movement points to move on the marsh hex. So it spends 6 movement points, and entering this hex would cost him another 4 movement points, so he cannot move any further. And now this cavalry unit, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So he cannot enter this hex. And this unit, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, that's all for them. They are going to attack, and now Russian infantry, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, sorry, no. First them. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. Sorry. 1. And this artillery moves here, and these guys go here. Alright, so that's all when it comes to the Russian movement, and now we have to resolve combat. So we are starting here. These 2 Russian units are firing on this Polish unit. They have 4 against 1, and so first resolve fire combat. 10. Oh, I believe they managed to destroy him. With 4, no, it is disperse result. So this unit is removed from the board and placed on the scatter track. I'm going to show you this now. It is here. You are placing units here, units that get air result, and they return on the board in the next turn, if they can. Alright, but only half of them. So when you have 2 units on this track, you can only return 1 of them. Alright, so next combat we have here, and this is interesting because we have already 6 units. So this unit fires alone with the firepower of 2. It is a miss. And then 2 other units are firing together with the firepower of 4, 8. It is... wait a moment, where it is? Cavalry table 8. It is -1. But Polish unit is able to fire back on, let's say, this unit. 7. It is a miss. So Polish unit suffers 1 step loss. And because of that it is eliminated, because it cannot retreat. So Russian player gains another morale point. And now for the Polish commander. We have to make a roll. It is 8, so he survived. So he's placed on the most nearby unit we have. Okay, but he is not allowed to be used in any combat in this phase. So when this unit attacks this unit, this commander won't be in use for this combat. So let's place him below. And now this Russian unit fires at this Polish unit. They have 1 because they are on the march. And when unit fights on march, it has its strength reduced by half, so it's 1. It is a miss. Polish unit fires with 1 because you cannot have your strength reduced to the less than 1. So it's 3, so it is a miss as well. So now we have to resolve a combat. We have 1 against 1, so it's 1 to 1. 7. It is -1, -1. So each side suffers 1 step loss. So Polish unit is again eliminated, and we reached a level of 3 of the Russian morale. Sorry, a level of 1 on the Russian morale track. And starting with the next turn, Russians will get additional +1 to the column shift for at the combat results table. Alright, so that's all. And this commander again has to retreat onto the nearby friendly unit. So let's move him here. Oh, first I should make a roll for his survival. He survived. And now we are moving into the Polish phase. First we have Polish artillery fire phase. This artillery can fire because it is 1, 2, 3 hexes range. So it is light artillery. It has L with the strength of 2. So let's make a roll. I rolled 9. 9 means -1. So this unit loses 1 step, and because of that it is eliminated. And so Russian morale counter goes 1 step up. Alright, now it's time for Polish units to move. I will move this Dragoons unit here, and this Dragoons unit moves here. 1, 2. When you are moving down the road, you don't have to pay for any shifts. So normally I would move to 1, 2, 3, and so, but when you move down the road you don't have to. You're just moving 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. So that's all. I'm not going to launch any attacks with Poles because I cannot. Maybe here. Oh, this will be better. Or maybe no, I would even move here. Sorry for all this mess, but I think it makes perfect sense for me to move like that. Alright, so let's go on. This is the end of the turn 2, and we are moving into turn 3. Remember that we have only 5 turns to resolve this battle. Alright, so we have the turn 3, and we are starting Russian artillery fire phase, but again Russian artillery is too far to fire at any enemy units. So let's start with Russian movement phase next, and we are moving. 1, 3, 7. 1, 2, 4, and now this Polish artillery is allowed to fire at this unit because it just entered its range of fire. So let's make a shot. It is 5, so it is a miss. Alright. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 4, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, and now for infantry you pay 2 movement points to enter march. 2, 3. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. You can see that infantry hasn't much to do in this scenario, as long as Belarusian cavalry successfully manages to destroy Polish cavalry. Alright, so that's all when it comes to the Russian movement phase, and now combat. We have just a single battle here. Notice that all these units are attacking from the marsh hexes, and because of that their strength their strength is halved. So they are firing. First, they decide to join the strength together. So they have 1, 2, 3 of firepower, and now let's make a roll. It is 7, so it is a miss. And now Polish Dragoons are firing. They rolled 7, so 7 for the infantry. It is a miss as well. Alright, so let's resolve the combat. We have 3 against 2, so we have 1. So we have 1 to 1, and let's make a roll. It is a 10. Oh, it is A1 minus 1. Okay, and that's where shit happens. Russian unit, this Russian unit retreats 1 hex and suffers 1 step loss. And these units cannot retreat because all these hexes behind them are occupied by enemy units, and because of that they have to suffer 1 step loss. No good. Well, I shouldn't move my unit in such a big crowd. I should leave some place behind them to leave them some road for the possible retreat. I didn't make it, and this is my mistake. Okay, so now we have a Polish movement phase. I can get back my unit which was on the scatter table, and it is placed next to the nearest commander. He is here. So cavalry goes here, and now Polish Dragoons are moving. Oh, sorry, first is Polish artillery. It can fire on one, let's say on this unit. It is a range of 3. It is a miss. Alright, now for the Polish movement. 1, 2, 3. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's all when it comes to the Polish move. Oh, sorry, not. This unit is on such a hex, so it is it would be forced to attack any of these Russian units if it would remain here. And if it attacks from the marsh hexes, it has its strength halved. So it would be very hard for them. I think I would rather make them to step back. Alright, so that's all when it comes to the Polish movement, and this concludes for turn 3 of our game. Okay, so we have turn 4, and what our Russians are going to do. They cannot fire with their artillery again, so all they can do is to move their units. 1, 2, 3. 1, 1, 1. This unit is not moving. I think that's all I will do. Maybe I will move them here, them here, them here, and them here. Lesson is learned. I should leave some place for possible retreat of my units. So now I will attack these Polish Dragoons with this Russian sorry, no cavalry, but infantry rifleman unit. They are firing on Polish Dragoons, but their strength is halved since they are attacking from the marsh. So it's 4, it is a miss. Polish Dragoons are firing back. Oh, I think they scored a hit because it's 10. 10 in the infantry fire table is 1 step loss for the target, so it's 1. Okay, so this is going to be hard for them. You can notice that their morale is 7 and Polish morale is 8, so they have it is 1 to 2, and we have also one column shift because 7 minus 8, so it's minus 1. So we have 1, 2, 3 as a combat odds. Let's make a roll. It is a 9, A2. So the attacker retreats 2 hexes. 1, 2. Alright, now these 2 stacks are attacking these Polish Dragoons. They are firing together, so they have 2, because their strength is halved for attack from the marsh. 9. 9 for 2. It is for the cavalry, miss. And Polish Dragoons are firing back on them. 10. Oh, 10. It is 1 step loss. So one of their units is eliminated because of the effective Polish infantry fire. And now their attack, they have 2 against 2, so it is 1 to 1. Oh, and I think they have... no. Normally, when cavalry attacks infantry in the clear terrain, it gets another column shift +1 for its favor, but since it is attack from the marsh, we don't get such modifier. So 6 in the 1 to 1, it is nothing. Both sides remained where they are. Okay, so that's all when it comes to the Russian combat phase. And now we have Polish units to make their movement. I cannot fire because I don't have any... oh, sorry, I have... this artillery is... I'm not sure if it was pointed like that or that, and this is quite important. But even so, I am able to fire at this Russian unit. I'm doing so. 8 with the column of 2. Sorry, it is range of 2 hexes, yes, and I have firepower of 2, and I am light artillery, so I have 8, and it is -1. So Russian unit suffers 1 step loss. Alright, so now Polish Dragoons are allowed to attack Russians. And they are firing on Russians, so they have firepower of 1, a miss, and now they are attacking. They have 1 against 1, so it is 0. It is 1 to 1. Alright, 8 in the 1 to 1. It is 1 step loss for the attacker, sadly. And here again 1 to 1. I should move my commander here, it would be better. It is 9. Oh god. It is A1. So attacker has to retreat 1 hex, and they haven't any space to retreat, so they suffer 1 step loss. No good. But at last they are keeping their place. So we are moving into the last turn of this scenario. Alright, so the last turn is going to be played now, and we are starting with Russians again. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Oh, sorry. Alright, so 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Alright, I think I wouldn't be able to do much now. I think I can remove this unit from here, because it is pointless to keep it on that hex. And, well, not much else I can do. I might... No, I cannot move this commander here, because he has a command value of 0, so he can't provide any serious support to his men. And I think that's all. Alright, so let's resolve combat. We are attacking here, and they are attacking from the marsh hex, so they have their strength halved. So let's resolve fire combat. First for Russians, it is 5, so it's nothing. Next for Polish Dragoons, 9. They hit, I believe. 2 with 1, it is a hit. So they scored a hit. Oh, that's good for Poles. And now they have 1 to 2 as for combat odds, and 7 minus 8 is -1, so we have 1 to 3 and 11. It is A3. So they have to retreat 3 hexes, 1, 2, 3, and we have to make a roll for their possible disperse. It is infantry with the morale of 7, so if I will roll from 1 to 3, they are scattered. Yes, they are scattered. It won't be a big stuff now in the last turn, but well, we have to keep this. And now combat here. First I am firing with Russian cavalry. 7, it is a miss. Then I am firing back with Polish Dragoons. 9 with the strength of 1. No, it is a miss. They would need 10 to score a hit. And now we have a combat. We have 1 against 1. So it's 1 to 1 with same morale. And 10. Oh, it is bad, I believe. Yes, it's A1 -1. So attacker retreats 1 hex and suffers 1 step loss. So morale returns to 0, since each side lost 3 units. And now Poles. And what Poles can do? I think they can't do much now, because, well, they have their forces already weakened. They lost most of their cavalry, so I think they can't do much save to staying there and keeping their positions. So I think this is the end of the battle. Like I said, this is a pretty short scenario that that shows you some basic infantry versus cavalry stuff. And now let's count the victory points. And we have 1 victory point for each of the hexes. 3, 6, 3, 6, 1, 8. So this is this. 3, 7, 1, 7. So it is this hex. 3, 8, 1, 8. This hex. 3, 9, 3, 9, 1, 7. This hex. And 4, 0, 1, 8. So I think it is a draw. So, sorry, no. No, it is not a draw, since no, yes, it is a draw. Poles are controlling these 2 hexes, Russians are controlling these 2 hexes, and no one controls this hex. So, this is a draw, and this is where the battle ends. And of course, this is just as a beginning, because it is the best to play the entire battle after playing these 2 small scenarios. So you have your morale changed a bit because of these battles. You have each side suffered some losses, so the main battle is more interesting after playing these 2 small battles. Okay, that's all. Thank you for watching.